Hi St. Luke's, great to be with you again. Daily devotion time, Revelation chapter 1 verse 10. I was in the Spirit on the Lord's day and I heard behind me a loud voice like a trumpet. A helpful verse to go and have a think through alongside Revelation 1:10 would be 1 Timothy 3:16, where the same phrase in the Spirit comes up. What I think is happening here for John is that he is being allowed to see into the age of the Spirit. At the moment, we live in the age of the flesh, and there is a kind of age of the Spirit overlapping with us, and Jesus is there now. He's in the new world, the new spiritual world, which is not to say it's non-physical, but it's just different to where we live, which is the age of the flesh. And what John is saying is that he was allowed to see into the age of the Spirit. He's allowed to see past the curtain, so to speak, of this kind of fleshly age, and he's allowed to see behind the scenes into the age of the Spirit, which allows him to see a number of different things. It's kind of like he's seeing not just this world, but he's seeing this world as it appears in the age of the Spirit. And so he sees things like Babylon, and he sees Babylon as this awful beast. He's allowed to see the emperor not as this kind of all-powerful conquering king, but as the emperor really is, this awful manifestation of evil. He's allowed to see the works of Satan no longer as light and power and deception, but as they really are, dark and terrible and awful and soon to be judged. And so chapter 1 verse 10 is a helpful verse. It's really one of the key verses, I think, to understanding the whole book of Revelation, that John is being allowed to see the world as it really is. He's allowed to see the principalities and powers as they really are. He's allowed to see the church as they really are. And what's encouraging is that understanding that, we see that the church, though now appearing weak and suffering, now being existing in this time of tribulation and sometimes despair and doubt, actually to see the church as she really is. She is a great conquering army, a pure and spotless bride, those who have washed their robes in the blood of the Lamb. So hope that's helpful, and I look forward to tomorrow getting into hearing what it is that John sees. See you later. And don't forget that you do have something to share with your friends and neighbours. And no, it is not the coronavirus. It is the good news that Jesus is the loving King and Saviour of all peoples. See you later.